It's December. It's almost 2024. You have like 2 weeks to get it together, to put a plan together, and to put it to action. I am going to use the 5 W's and the 1 H to tell you how to reinvent yourself and to glow up from the inside out in 2024.
I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little weird.
I'm trying to get over this really annoying cough. I'm a little sick, but I still wanted to record a video for y'all. You should have learned this in school, but the 5 W's are who, what, when, where, why, and then we have how. These 5 W's, along with the how, is going to allow you to reflect on this year, 2023, how everything went, and you get to ask more in-depth questions to yourself about your life and about your experiences. So you can then assess what worked out for you this year that you can bring into the new year, or what didn't work so you could leave it all in 2023. First up, we have who. Who did you let into your life this year? Who did you feel most comfortable around? Who supported your dreams? Who made you feel good? Who didn't make you feel good? Who served more as an obstacle than, someone who pushed you forward? Really reflect on the people around you in this year. Who was your biggest supporter? Who was your biggest hater? When you think of your highest self, like where you want to be in life, who will fit in that picture? Who do you think will still be by your side? A good way you can reflect on the people in your life is to look back at y'all text messages throughout the year. You can make a pros and cons list, or you can make a list of things you look for in a friendship or a relationship, or for family specifically. Just make a list of expectations you have for the relationships in your life, and then put check marks next to people's names who did those things. So for example, if you have a friend who didn't do any of the things you really expect out of a friendship, it's probably time that you let that person go. It doesn't have to be hostile. You can just, create some distance maybe, and maybe further down the line, if any one of you change, if they come around, then maybe it can work out. The key reason why you really want to assess the people that you were around this year is because you will never fully grow in a toxic environment. If you're just surrounded by a bunch of toxic people that you just refuse to separate yourself from, or you feel like you can't separate yourself from, or if you have friends that are secretly haters that you're just not aware of, this allows you to kind of, get a reality check. Oh, they're not being as good of a person towards me as I thought they were this whole time. It really puts things into your perspective because it's your life. These are your goals. This is the environment you're creating for yourself. So the only perspective that really matters is yours. Next up, we have what. Now for this, I want you to think of your highs and lows. Your highest high, then your lowest low. What went well for you this year? What didn't go well for you this year? What strategies did you try out? What, hairstyles did you do? What aesthetics did you dip in? What was your style like? What did you learn this year? What do you still want to learn? What goals did you accomplish? What can be interpreted in many different ways? Actually, all of these can be interpreted in many different ways and many different topics and branches of your life. For example, you can do this with your knowledge, your friendships, your money, your goals, anything. But just assess what worked for you. What style fits you the best? What did you feel most comfortable in? What did you do to gain more knowledge? What did you do to make more friends? What did you do to increase your happiness? What was your highest moment this year, and what was your lowest moment this year? Really reflect. The key points of this year that are stuck in your brain, I'm talking big events that happen, think of those first, and it helps you think of the small little things oh, this happened because I didn't do this. You have to reflect in order to prepare. If you don't know what went bad this year, then you're more susceptible to repeating it this year. Talk to yourself, think to yourself, get that notebook, open the notes app on your phone, on your MacBook. Next up, we have where. Where did you travel this year? Where do you want to travel next year? Your where is very important when it comes to manifestation. We always say we want to travel, but do we really know where? When you solidify a where you want to travel, where you want to go on vacation, where you feel most comfortable, it can be as simple as I want to go to a university. Just insert whatever university you want to go to. For example, I love being home. I love being home with my family, but I personally feel like it's easier living on a college campus because everything is in walkable distance. Like you can go get lunch, go get breakfast, go to the gym, go see a movie, go to your friend's house. Everything is in the short walkable distance, and I love that. Another thing, where does not only have to be location, where can mean anything else that accompanies your lifestyle. Where do you shop often? Where do you go to eat? Where is your favorite restaurant? Where do you buy your shoes from? Because I know in my highest self, I want to wear a lot of Steve Madden. I love Steve Madden clothes. I do. I love Steve Madden fashion. So when I get like rich to where I can afford that, that's where I would probably be at most of the time. Next up, we have when. When has time attached to it, so the questions may sound like what, but this is still when. When did you see the most progress in your goals? When did you feel the most confident? When did you feel the most sad? When was your high? When was your low? When you assess when things happen, you will start to see a pattern. For example, you may realize that you only really experienced your lowest of lows during seasonal depression time. Then you're like, oh, okay, I see that this is something that really affects my mood. It really affects me. Or it can be like, oh, when I took steps and did this, I saw more progress in my goals. Oh, when I didn't do this, I realized that I always react this way. You start to learn things about yourself, how you react to things, your environment, some habits you have built up, some habits that you have not built up. You start to really see what works and what doesn't work, which is very important because whatever didn't work, you cannot bring that into the new year. Go back through your 12 months for 2023. What happened in January? What happened in February? What different events correlate with those months? Assess when everything happened. You can do this by going through your little Snapchat memories, your camera roll, your Instagram archives, your stories, or your post. If you have a journal, reread your entries from 2 years ago and this year, 2023. And see what you were thinking. Where was your head at? Well, how did you deal with certain situations? Now, back to the whole manifestation thing, when is also very important. You cannot make a goal without putting a time cap on it. For example, I want to hit 150 subscribers by the end of December. It's currently December 18th, and I'm at 128 right now. Whether I reach that goal or not isn't the point. The point is, when I put a timestamp on it, it encourages me to go even harder. If you don't put a timestamp on anything, then you're just going to keep making the excuse of you have time. You're going to keep making the excuse of, oh, I can do it later. Oh, I can do it next year. Oh, I can do it next month. Oh, I can start that next week. No, you can't. No, you can't.
No, you cannot.
Put a time limit on things. And when you put a time limit, when you put a time cap, please make sure that it's realistic. Me trying to get to 150 subscribers by the end of December is realistic because I am already at 128. That may seem like a lot, but from the progress I've experienced and from the effort I've been putting into my channel, I am very hopeful that I can do it. Which, if you hit subscribe, I would be very, very, very grateful. I love all of you so, so much. Make sure it is reasonable. If you have $0 in your savings, you cannot say, "Oh, I want 1 million in my savings account by the end of this year." No. No, that's not gonna.
Not quite.
For example, if you want to get started in the gym, do your research. Make sure you know what workouts you're going to be doing on what day. For example, Monday could be arms, Friday could be your full body Friday, Wednesday could be butt, Tuesday could be back, however you want to do it. Look up different workouts for that day. If you're looking up arm workouts, make sure you're looking at your gender specifically, because men and women have different muscles that, it's just different. So make sure you're getting good examples and good research. And once you have that all figured out, start off slow. If it's your first time in the gym, just say, I'm going to go to the gym 2 times a week. And then you can build it up to 3, then to 4, 5, and then however many days you want to go, whatever you want to do, whether that's Pilates, weightlifting, cardio, whatever, you've put a time limit on how long that whole process should take you. So you don't have the excuse of, "Oh, I'll just miss out this week." No. If you choose to miss out that week, then you're going to be behind on your goal. And if you're behind on your goal, then you're not really reaching it within the time limit you set for yourself, which is going to lead to disappointment. You're going to be disappointed in yourself, which is not good. That affects your mental health. You are teaching yourself that you cannot trust your own word. You don't want to do that. You don't want to keep repeating that same sorry excuse. Next up, we have why. Think of your list of goals, things you want to reach in 2024. Why? Do you have a why behind these goals, or are there someone else's goals? Do you see someone else doing something and you're like, "Oh, I want to do that too"? Do you have a why? Do you have a genuine reason why? Why do you want to get in the gym? Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to gain weight? Why do you want that job? Why do you want an internship? You can also use this to assess your behavior or your habits. Why do I respond to certain situations like this? Why do I feel like this is important in my life? Really think internally when you're asking why. Why am I always hyper dependent? Why am I always hyper independent? Why do I feel unsafe in romance? Why do I feel ashamed when I'm not involved in romance? There's always a why behind every decision, every action, every moral, every belief. There's always a why. Why does this happen? Why do you feel that way? There's always a root problem, and that's where shadow work comes in. Shadow work is very, very, very important because it gets to the root of the problem. The purpose of shadow work is to look at the ugliest parts of yourself and assess why. What happened for this to be the result? Why? And you have to figure that out because it involves you. You should know yourself better than anybody else ever could. Because you would never want someone else to come in your life and try to tell you about yourself. No. Lastly, we have how. How is what you're going to use to put all of this reflection, all of these realizations into an action plan. How are you going to up your appearance for the new year? You should know this because you should have reflected on what style looked good on you and what didn't in 2023. What hairstyles complemented your face shape? What hair colors complemented your skin tone? What style complemented your body shape? You should know these things based on your reflection. How are you going to save for your vacation next year? How much are you going to save per week? You should know this based on your reflection, based on your income, based on what worked for you in the past and what didn't work for you in the past. How are you going to make the best decisions for your life in 2024? And remember, when you're thinking of how, break up the steps into increments. Think of how you're going to do it exactly, step by step. Put a time limit on it and put it to action. Have that self-discipline. No one's gonna live your life for you. No one's gonna make it a good year for you. So really, your future is in your hands. It is up to you to make the decisions around here. What's gonna change? What are you gonna let change? Y'all let me know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I sound a little weird or if the video was short. I am still sick and my throat really hurts. I hope this video was helpful to all of you who may have needed it, or to everyone looking to glow up for the new year. Whatever your goals are, whatever you want to accomplish, whatever you're looking forward to, I know you can do it. I know you can attract your blessings. I know you can make a plan to attract your blessings. And I look forward to seeing you do it. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Liking and commenting really pushes my videos into the algorithm. So it would be greatly appreciated if y'all did that for me. Hit subscribe, I make good content. I'll put some of my favorite videos up here on the side right here. My channel is mainly centered around self-improvement because I like giving advice to help people, because not everyone has those people in their life that is just there to help them, unfortunately. Anyways, I will see y'all in the next one. Yes, I'm back. Most of